You've tried everything. Early mornings, cold showers, vision boards, motivational videos at midnight. And the embarrassing part? You already know what to do. You've known for months. That's what makes this so frustrating. So you do what most people do. You blame yourself. You call yourself lazy, undisciplined, weak. But what if the label is wrong? What if discipline was never actually the problem? The most consistent people you've ever seen, the ones who work out every day, who read every night, who somehow always follow through, they're not trying harder than you. They're not more motivated. They're not built differently. They just live inside a better design. Your environment, your defaults, your daily setup, all of it is either quietly working for you or actively working against you. And most people never stop to ask which one. You don't have a discipline problem. Your life is just poorly designed. And here's why that matters. Design can be fixed. Willpower can't be installed. But systems can be built. And once you see how this actually works, you'll never look at your habits the same way again. Let's start with the one thing that's making every single habit harder than it needs to be. Your environment is making decisions for you. Think about the last time you picked up your phone for no reason. You weren't bored. You weren't even thinking about it. Your hand just moved. That's not weakness. That's design. Someone spent millions of dollars engineering that app to be impossible to ignore, and you're sitting there trying to fight it with willpower alone. That's not a fair fight. Your environment is making decisions for you before your brain even fully wakes up. The snooze button within arm's reach, the junk food at eye level, the couch comfortable, and the desk cold. Every single one of those details is nudging your behavior in a direction you didn't consciously choose. So before you blame yourself, look at your surroundings first. Put the phone across the room. Put the book on your pillow. Move the junk food to the back of the shelf. Small redesigns, deliberate shifts. Your brain always follows the path of least resistance, so just make the right path the easier one. That's the first layer. But even after you fix the environment, there's still something else working against you. And this one is sneakier because it's disguised as motivation. Motivation is actually the enemy. Here's what the new me plan usually looks like. Wake up at 5 a.m., gym for an hour, meditate, journal, read, eat clean, work without distractions, sleep by 10. And it lasts exactly 4 days. Not because you're weak, because your brain doesn't hate growth. It hates sudden change. It reads extreme new routines the same way it reads a threat. And eventually, it drags you back to what feels familiar. The fix sounds almost too simple. Start with 2 minutes. Not an hour workout. 2 minutes of movement. Not a whole chapter. 2 pages. Not a perfect morning routine. Just one small thing. Done without negotiation. And the 2 minutes aren't even really the point. Here's what's actually happening underneath. Every time you show up, even for 2 minutes, you cast a vote for a different version of yourself. Those votes accumulate, slowly, consistently, until one day you stop being someone who tries to be disciplined, and you just become someone who does the thing. That shift in identity is worth more than any perfect routine you'll abandon by Friday. But there's one more piece, and this is the one most people skip entirely because it feels too basic to matter. It's not. And once you see why, the whole system finally clicks into place. You're measuring the wrong thing. Most people measure results, the number on the scale, the money in the account, the finished project. And when the results don't show up fast enough, they quit. But here's what that actually means in practice. Think about how many times you quit something that was already working, just because you couldn't see it yet. The habit was building. The progress was real. But the scoreboard you were watching showed nothing, so you walked away. Results are slow. Results are lagging. You can do everything right for 3 weeks and still see nothing on the surface.
So stop measuring results. Start measuring your consistency instead. Did you show up today? Yes or no? That's the only question that matters in the beginning. Not did I do it perfectly, just did you do it? But tracking alone isn't what changes you. It's what happens to your identity when you see the streak. A check mark in a notebook, a simple streak on your wall. The moment you start seeing your own consistency on paper, something real shifts inside you. You stop chasing outcomes you can't control. You start protecting the one thing you can, the streak. And streaks become identity. And identity eventually runs on autopilot.
And when that happens, you won't need motivation anymore. You won't need to force it. The system just runs. So if you've spent years calling yourself undisciplined, I want you to question that story. Not because it's wrong to hold yourself accountable, but because that label has been quietly doing damage the whole time, making you believe the problem is you, when the problem was always the setup. It was an environment that kept working against you, a motivation trap that burned you out before you could build anything real, and a scoreboard measuring the wrong thing from the very beginning. Fix the design. Start embarrassingly small. Measure your consistency, not your results. Because the people who actually change their lives aren't the ones who finally found enough willpower. They're the ones who stopped fighting their own design and built a better one. You don't need to be stronger. You just need a smarter setup. And now you know exactly where to start.